Hello, hello. Mhm. I have to shut the window. And hello. Hello, hello. Hey, Carol Ann. I have to shut the window. Oh, I got myself on my phone. Fun. Well, I started a little bit early, so I'm just gonna hang. And I've never actually filmed myself on my laptop before, so I don't know how the sound is going. That would be better. Better angle. Oh, hey, good to see you. So fun. I know. I looked at tinsel. I'm just going to keep moving this. I looked at tinsel a few times, and I was like, oh, it's pretty, but do you mean do you mean like the tinsel that you hang on that comes in like the little strings, or do you mean like a garland that wraps around? Because I might have that confused. I'm just using Studio. Is it working, Cheryl? Garland. Okay. Yeah, because back in the 80s, I remember putting the tinsel on and just we would just kind of, huck all these big gobs. And I was the oldest of six kids. And so I was always trying to corral the rest of my siblings into not just gobbing the tinsel on. Being a perfectionist, I would kind of go around and carefully, carefully organize it. Thanks, Cheryl. Aw, that's so nice of you ladies to come in. I know it's almost Christmas and maybe not like a great time to do a live, but I've never done a live and I just thought, I mean, what have I got to lose? And everybody's always so nice. So I thought, well, if I destroy the if I make a disaster of it, it's all good. Everyone will forgive me. I was trying to get a little bit of our stockings and fireplace and a little bit of the tree, but I ended up just getting like this very awkward plug-in that comes from our TV, which is kind of funny. Maybe I can like position myself. There we go, in front of it. No, it's not gonna work. Oh, hi! Mrs. Creole is here. And for some reason, I forget your first name. I know you told it to me and it's just like went out of my head. So if you could tell me again, that would be so nice because I know you Amber, Amber. Oh, awesome. Hi Amber, welcome. Yeah, messy, Caroline. I do want like going back to the garland, I'd love to have one of those. It's kind of like little beads, of silver or gold. I think that would look nice. In the past, I used to use ribbon all the time. I had this beautiful kind of gold ribbon with sparkles all over it. I love sparkles. And so I would drape the tree in that. And, but it did get everywhere. And then over the years, it kind of got destroyed and I gave up on it. So, but yeah, well, how's everybody doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a like too. That's really nice. So today, my daughter is flying. um, into Calgary, which is a city in the more south central Alberta where I live. And then she's going to a town close to there. And there's a few, she's in a wedding, her best friend's wedding. Sounds like that movie. And so a few of the bridesmaids are getting together, and it's the college town where she went and got her degree. And so she's going to make a few connections there. And then I'm supposed to go pick her up sometime in the next few days, sometime before Christmas. However, do you know how cold it was this morning? And still is very cold. It was minus 39 Celsius. I know. It was much colder than I even anticipated. It's too cold to start your car. And my son is on his way up from the south. So, yeah, I'm kind of just nervous about my kids traveling today. I don't know if you can relate. Hey, Mike's Adventure Sparks. Hi, Mike. New friend, Mike. It's so fun to see where everybody goes and where everyone travels and where they live. I mean, yeah, I'm in the frozen north. Here, I was saying it was minus 39 Celsius this morning. So that's kind of at the edge of how cold it gets here. Every once in a while, it gets below minus 40, and then everything kind of stops. Like the buses stop running. But my husband, actually, he is a grader operator, which means he runs heavy equipment that goes on the roads around here, and he plows the snow in the winter, and he grades the road or like reshapes the road in the summer. So he's working today. Poor guy. He left at 6:30 this morning, and I feel for him. But he told me that he texted me and said he saw cougar tracks, fresh cougar tracks in the snow, and it was a mama with babies because there was like little cougar tracks behind the big cougar tracks. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But how are you guys doing? Did you want to ask me any questions? I didn't really have a topic. I just wanted to try live and see how it works. Oh, you'd like that job, Mike? Yeah, he loves it because he likes to be alone, and so when you're in the grader, he can listen to podcasts, he can listen to music. He does have, a lot of on the busier roads, there's a lot of chatter, right, from the radio because all the truck drivers, there's logging trucks, there's fuel trucks, there's pickup trucks. There's a lot of, oil field work and logging work in this area. And so sometimes he says the chatter, like, back and forth, can drive him a bit crazy, but he does he does like it. But he's been working so much lately. He's been getting home sometimes like 7:30, almost 8 o'clock. He's been starting at 6 a.m. And yeah, I'm kind of a little bit worried about him working too much. But you know how sometimes when you have a job to do and you can just go to work and you know that that's where you're supposed to be if you're stressed about money, which we kind of have been lately. It you're making money and it's so he's happy doing it. He's not miserable, but I can tell that he's really tired. And we keep trying to do another couples video on here. Um, but we've both just been so tired. There's really nothing left at the end of the day sometimes. Oh, 5 more days till you get a day off, Mike. What do you do? I should know that. I've watched some of your videos, but I didn't really pick up on exactly what you do. I have a reheated coffee here. Carol Ann says, "It's too cold where you are. You need to move down here to Nashville, Tennessee." Oh, Nashville! That would be so fun. My sister-in-law, my youngest brother, is 11 years younger than me, and Anyway, I'm really close to him and his wife, Sarah, and all of her kind of the girls in her family, including her mom. For her mom's, one of her mom's special birthdays, they went to Nashville, and she sent me all these videos of them going to what is it called? Is it the Ryman? I forget, but like a really popular, venue and concerts and, you know, lights, and it looked like a really fun time. So Rhonda's here. You're an electrician, Mike. That's a really, good job, a very well, what am I trying to say? It's a needed job. Um, I know my brother builds houses, and, he really values the electricians. And Rhonda, it's so good that you popped in. Thank you. Amber says, by the end of the year, my husband usually has a lot of hours he needs to use from his paid time off, so he's mostly home in December. That's good. That's really nice. Um, Thankfully, I kind of like to be alone because sometimes I think, if I was different and was really missing my husband all the time, especially with my new empty nester status, I've had like okay, as you can tell, I'm kind of like a squirrel. My brain goes in a million different directions, and so I was probably not very good at this. Let's stick to the point. The point. The point was that being alone. Yeah, I don't mind being alone, and I actually love it. I used to be in schools all day long, and you don't get a moment to yourself. You don't get a moment to even go to the bathroom a lot of days. I mean, TMI, but like, and even on your breaks, you're sitting there at your desk and you're just like, oh, okay, I got 10 minutes before the next class. And there's always those students, and bless their hearts, they just want to talk to you. Maybe they don't have a lot of friends, or they just love talking to the teacher, and so they just come and they crowd around your desk, and you're trying to eat something. And if any of you are teachers, you know what I'm talking about. But it's precious. It's precious. And I loved it for the kids for so many reasons. Um, but yeah, my life is really different now the last couple of years. I'm trying to figure out life from home. And um, yeah, I used to teach piano and voice lessons years ago. Well, not that long ago, off and on over the course of my life. And so I went back to doing that. And yeah, but what else was I talking about? I should check the chat here. It's so lovely that you guys stopped in. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Rhonda. Congrats on doing your first live. It's a miracle because my laptop, often the microphone doesn't work or the camera doesn't work. I think it has to do with my what's it called? The software that kind of protects you. The words aren't coming to me. But because this is actually the same laptop I had to use during COVID. Shouldn't say that word, probably get banned. When I was teaching from home, and it worked really well then. But since then, I've had lots of different, Zoom meetings and different things I have to be on here for. And so many times I'll get on, and my microphone won't work, or my camera will work for a time, but as soon as like if I take the camera off, then it doesn't work again. So I need to figure that out. But I was really happy that it worked today. It was minus 22 Celsius, Mike, which is minus 8 Fahrenheit here in Minnesota this morning. Oh wow, so you know you know the pain when you walk outside and the snow squeaks. And was it Jennifer? I've just met her too. She has like the red hair, and she did that short or whatever it was with throwing the water up in the air and then it freezes. Um, yeah, kind of like that. I bet if I went outside right now, that would that would happen. Yeah, and it's so cold that I really need to shovel my driveway. Um, I shoveled it once, but it's really big. And thankfully, I'm very fortunate because my father owns a business where he has a backhoe, which is like a depends where you're at. It might be you might call it a rubber tired hoe, but anyway, he has something like a loader that my husband can get sometimes and come and scrape some of the snow away. But it's always so dark by the time he gets home that um anyway, I'm babbling. Jennifer, yeah. Oh, thank you, Mike. Oh, Amber, you're a former preschool teacher's aide. Very relatable. Yeah. Back in 2006, when we first moved back to Alberta from British Columbia, we were in British Columbia for 8 years. It was 2006, and my son was 3, and I became the preschool teacher at the school because they really needed someone, and I thought, well, I can do that. So I jumped into it. I made a program. I loved making the program, but you know what? The kids drove me a little crazy. I don't think I'm cut out for little kids. Maybe now. Now I can handle them a lot more. But I think at the time I was just, I had little kids at home and my son came with me to preschool. And it was a preschool that, every other day of the week, and it was in the same room as the kindergarten. And so every time it was preschool, I had to put away all the kindergarten stuff and kind of like redo the room. So anyway, long story short, I only did that for 1 year, but preschool is fun. And then later on, many years later, like 10 years later, I ended up working in a preschool as the speech language person. And I became such good friends. My best friends still are one of my best friends, Marianne. She was the preschool teacher and for like 20 some years, and she just recently retired from it. So anyway, I got to work in a preschool again, but I was very happy not to be the teacher because sometimes getting those little guys and girls on their mats, you know, and singing the little songs and doing the weather chart and their shapes and their numbers, it's literally like trying to, corral cats, if you can imagine. But they're very cute. They're very cute. Do you get snow dogs? Yeah, those are the lights, right? Yeah, we do. Um, Cheryl says, "That's what happened to me too. I just did a 20-minute exercise video and didn't realize the microphone wasn't working. It's frustrating. Oh, I'm sorry. Your exercise videos are great though. I mean, I don't have a rebounder. Did I used to? But after listening to your story, Cheryl, I was really moved by it. And my daughter has had a lot of nerve pain since having shingles in April. She's still not recovered. She still gets fevers and severe nerve pain. And so I told her about your channel and yeah, I just sent her a link to it because where she's living right now, I'm pretty sure there's a rebounder. So I thought maybe she could try it. Julie's here. Wow, I gotta pay more attention. I'm just so grateful for you guys hopping in, my new friends. Preschool is rough. Julie, yeah. Mike says, my mom was my teacher for kindergarten and first grade. I guess you want to keep an eye on me. Yeah, my mom was my teacher too. I was homeschooled from I think grade 6 to grade 8. It was rough. I was so excited about homeschooling. I found a name for our school and I helped paint the room and we built these desks and, it was one of the loneliest times of my life though. My mom, bless her, dear heart, she was so busy because we had a business that ran, kinda out of the house. She was having to dispatch a little bit for that. She had 6 kids, um, and a farm. We milked cows. Oh my goodness. And she did everything, around the house, outside. It was just so busy, and I just remember spending so much time alone and just felt eventually really disillusioned. I didn't have any friends. Oh, and I remember just in tears begging my mom and dad. I was 14, I think, and I just 13 maybe. I begged them, like, to go back to school, and they let me, and, they understood. So, anyway, my homeschooling journey wasn't a success, but I did study French, and so that was good, and I got really, really good at spelling, and I did an enormous research paper on Karl Marx. For some reason, I still know, like, way too much about Karl Marx. Anyway, uh, I think, Mike, I'm getting the vibe, Mike, that we need to keep an eye on you in general, which is which is awesome, which is great. And Julie says SLPs are one of my heroes. Oh, yeah, the little boy that I was assigned to work with. Well, I worked with quite a few kids, but the main little boy, he had a cleft palate operation, and so I was there to help him learn to say his words, and then I ended up doing that for a few years and went to, yeah. Anyway, I learned a lot about that. That sentence isn't right. I love SLPs and value their work. Aw. Are you on a rebounder, Julie? Yeah, it does seem like there's amazing health benefits to them. Julie, I homeschooled my daughter in junior high. It's a tough age. Yeah, I know. And I'm not trying to put any shame on my mom. Um, but I think because we lived out in the country and I was kind of isolated from my friends and I didn't really have many friends anyway. I don't want to get all serious here, but I had a lot of bullying when I was young, and I've kind of put the pieces together a bit now in my 50s of why, but it was really confusing for a long time. I thought it was because we didn't have TV and I didn't know what all the cool kids were talking about a lot of the time. Um, but I realize now that I had a lot of social barriers, to say the least. And so it's actually kind of crazy that I became a teacher. It's also crazy that I became a teacher because I went to a very small Christian school, not a conventional school, not traditional classrooms. So I had never actually been in a traditional classroom until I was teaching, and I went to my first practicum. Can you imagine? And my first practicum was a grade 7 class, and I remember on, like, the 2nd day, a boy put a basketball through the window, and the window smashed all over the classroom, and I just remember going, "Oh my, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this." Jeff's here! Oh, Jeff. Am I saying Jeff right? Because I know it's a little bit different spelling. I'm just sitting here eating my food, so won't easily be able to make many comments. I'll sit and listen though. Oh, thank you for saying hi. Jeff is a new friend and he's in England, which I'm so fascinated by the UK. I got to go to England actually when I was 13 on a school trip, and I was too young, to really take it in, but I still remember walking on Hadrian's Wall and going to William Shakespeare's town, and, oh, yeah, it was it was an awesome opportunity. I'm so grateful for that, but I love everything to do with the UK. Um, Amber, you also experienced bullying for your looks and for being a goody goody. Oh, you're so beautiful. At least what I can see your your little thumbnail there. Aw. Yeah, kids said I would stare. I probably did. Um, hmm. I got glasses in grade 2, and everything kinda changed after that. So maybe it had to do with my looks. Julie, I battled with school, so working in a school was a complete shock. Yeah, and things have changed so much, as you know. One of the main reasons why resigned I resigned from the classroom without any, um, financial plan. Um, but about halfway through the year, 2023, 2024, I realized that I was burning out really bad, and a lot of it had to do with the behavior of students, but it mainly had to do with the fact that everything was on computer, Chromebooks, and all I was trying to teach from a Chromebook. I had to monitor all the students' Chromebooks with this program called Go Guardian, and if I missed when, especially these boys would get on YouTube or something, or were chatting with each other on some app that I wasn't aware of, then I would get in trouble. Like the principal, she would march down to my room and she would all of a sudden be like grabbing kids out of there. Um, and I just was like, this isn't teaching. I I can't even get into a topic. I can't even, show something that's interesting, like a 2-minute video clip. The kids weren't interested. They would just be looking down at their Chromebooks. So I started having them come in without their Chromebooks and kind of giving them back to them as a reward, but I wasn't allowed to do that because the principal said, "Oh, we've paid so much for these Chromebooks and they have to learn to use them." And I was like, "These kids know how to use a Chromebook. They know how to use it way better than you or me." They knew how to, get around all the systems. It was like a game to them, and I don't know, I just got really sad and disillusioned and really tired, and I was also struggling with my new diabetes diagnosis. I found it really challenging. Teaching it's so full on, you don't really have time to, like, grab a snack or something, and I really needed to sometimes. So, physically, I wasn't doing good either. Oh, you guys are all saying hi to each other, that's so precious, I love it. Yeah, Jeff is a great guy, you gotta check out his brand new channel, Jeff Straight Talking. You mustn't type with your mouth full. It's very rude of you. I can't believe you, Jeff, you're just unbelievable. Yeah, I think Chromebooks need to be phased out. You get it, Julie. They were helpful during the pandemic, but now they seem to cause more problems. Yeah, I do think they're here to stay, but I know there's some schools in, like Norway, was it Norway or Sweden or Denmark, one of those that are experimenting with taking them out completely, and they're having great success. So I could talk education all day, Julie says. Yeah, I still advise random people about special ed law. Special ed, yeah, that must have been the field you were in. There's a lot going on there. I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts about education, but I'll spare you. I'll spare you the thoughts. Oh no, you said diabetes. Ah, am I gonna get banned? Jeff, you are. I can't believe you. Oh, why is it bad that I said diabetes? Is that like one of those YouTube words where they ban you? Oh man. I should have known that I had diabetes. Where I worked before, I had an hour-long commute, over an hour to the school that I worked at, and it was in kind of a rural area. They had really long days, but almost always a 4-day, school week, and so, um anyway, sorry, I just got a text here. I gotta I have a tenant, and, it's her laundry day, so if you hear some banging around, we share laundry, so what was I saying? I don't know. Carol Ann, spending a lot of time alone causes a person to stare. That's what that Gen Z stare thing is that you hear about in the news. Kids are too isolated. That's interesting. Yeah, tell me more about that. Um, I think my issue, I don't know if I should say this now, but I am pretty strongly neurodivergent. And if you know what that means, then yeah. But I think that was the stare. When my son turned 14, he was diagnosed with diabetes, life-changing. Oh, Mike, yeah. I have another friend, online friend. Um, his name's Dean, and his channel is he has like an underdog theology channel, and he's an awesome guy. But yeah, his son was diagnosed. Two of his three sons have now been diagnosed. His one son, yeah, years ago, and just recently last Christmas actually, time, his son was diagnosed, and it has really changed his life. Um, he does a lot of the care for the boys, and but yeah, I was diagnosed with type 2, and I should have known. Oh yeah, I was talking about my long commute. Okay, and my long days. And so I would put in this really long day, very exhausted, get back in my car, it's dark, got a long drive home, and I'd be so hungry. I never brought enough food, or the food that I brought wasn't great for me, right? It was something that I could really quickly heat up in the microwave, and it was all carbs, basically. So I was tired, flushed, felt sick a lot, and turns out that blood work that had been done, I was on the verge, like I was quite high, and the doctor hadn't said anything. Nobody had said anything to me about it. I hadn't seen the blood work, and that was like years before I finally, actually, during my interview for the last job I had, we had come up to the town, and she wanted to do an in-person interview, and so we had come up, and it'd been kind of a rough trip. I hadn't had good things to eat. It'd kind of been like a big meal and then no food for a long time, so I was feeling a bit wonky, but I didn't know why. Anyway, during the interview, I actually, maybe because of the stress, I don't know, I actually went into diabetic shock, I think it's called, and I had to be rushed to the hospital. That should have been a clue. And my, blood sugar was at 13.8. Jeff says, "I was diagnosed with diabetes in 2024. Same day I was diagnosed with cancer." Oh, Jeff. Yeah, you have had a difficult journey. You seem to be cured. Yeah, well, that's good. That's good that something is being cured. I know you can do a lot with, diet and exercise, so I've been trying to keep an eye on it. Oh, yeah. I would not wish diabetes on my worst enemy. I think it can be really hard, especially for kids, because, yeah, they're not maybe as aware. I think it would be really tough. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Exercise does really help. Yeah. And you know what I find? Like, when I'm at church, okay, we go to church and I do the music, about once a month, my husband and I, and when I'm playing the piano and I'm singing, like, we sing together, it's a lot of effort, and we just do a practice as well. So, anyway, it's just a lot of extended, like, physical activity, and I'm always, like, faint during the service. So I've started to remember to put something in my purse that I can eat because didn't realize playing the piano is like a workout. Amber says, "I would like to hear more about your diabetes at some point if you're comfortable talking about it. I got diagnosed with insulin resistance a couple of years ago. I've had gestational diabetes 2 times." Okay, so you're kind of, um, yeah, in the maybe on the path for having to deal with that. I think the best advice I can give is to get a blood sugar monitor or a blood sugar, stabby thing. Sorry, my words are not wording today. What's it called? Something to take your blood sugar and and then just keep an eye on it, like, and notice the patterns and try to avoid any spikes. The best thing to do is avoid high blood sugar, low blood sugar. That's what creates more insulin resistance and kind of depletes your pancreas from, as far as I understood. I'm no doctor, I'm not a nurse either. My mom was a nurse, but I would just that would be my advice to someone if I had to give it. When you're around people a lot, you get used to looking away off and on for the other person's comfort. But when you stare at a screen all the time, you lose that habit. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, right? Just I if if the kids are just constantly staring at screens, or even me, man, I have to that's one of my New Year's resolutions is, I've been on my phone way too much. And there's good things and bad things. So I don't know, tell me if you can relate. And if you have any tips or tricks to get off your phone. I've found that deleting social media apps off my phone is helpful. Oh, had to run to the bank. Thanks for coming back, Cheryl. How much money did you take? I hope you didn't get caught. Oh, yeah, money. Man, that's a topic we could talk about. Oh, wow. Things are so expensive right now. I don't know how it is in the States or wherever you're from, or the UK, but groceries are, like, insane, and that's one of the things that's holding me back from doing as much baking because, chocolate chips here are almost $10 for a tiny little bag. Can you believe that? Butter, um, everything. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, money. This year we've been supporting our kids in various ways, helping them when we can. They're both, doing their thing. My daughter's had some health issues, so she hasn't been able to work for a little bit. And my son is at university. I'm so proud of him. It's his first year. He's had a lot of struggles, and he's there and he's doing it. And so we're supporting him as much as we can. But Let's just say any extra money I have goes straight to my kids. Mike says, "My son wears a patch and he can use his phone to monitor his blood sugars." Oh, that's really good. I think, that's a great way to go. Yeah, you get, like, 5 things, and it's already $100. You come in with this little bag, and you think, like, "I'm just getting a couple things," and then, yeah, it goes up. "Just enjoy life as it's too short," Cheryl says. "You can't take anything with you." It's true. That's true. I mean, you know how I don't know if you've heard this, but in Italy, they talk about everyone is, clothes poor, they call it, or fashion poor, and what that means is, even if people have almost no money, they spend all the money they have on fashion because fashion is very important, especially in, the cities like Milan and, um, cities like that. So, people are clothes poor. For me, I think I would say we're coffee poor. What that means is we spend way too much money on good coffee, and I don't even care. It's just like I don't know, I'm drinking some right now. It's Kicking Horse Coffee, it's called. They make it in, BC, British Columbia, and it's kind of the gold standard around here that you can get in a grocery store. Besides Starbucks, but I've kinda gone off Starbucks a little bit. I don't know what they're doing, but I don't feel like you're getting the value for your money anymore with Starbucks, but you started selling on eBay, Caroline. Oh, that's interesting. How's that going? And Jeff, you have a patch to monitor blood sugar too. It's extremely useful and stops you needing the painful finger prick. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of a baby. Kind of a baby. I don't like the finger pricks at all. What do you sell on eBay, Caroline? You love good coffee, Cheryl. I know. Um, I really got into coffee when I was living down, in the Lower Mainland, it's called, like, kind of on the West Coast of BC, and the Fraser Valley is another word for it, where they're experiencing huge floods right now, and the highways have been shut down. But anyway, I went to university there, and, I worked in a little coffee shop in the '90s, called Java Cava. And it was just a startup. They were brand new starting up, and their specialty, their signature was they roasted whole turkeys, and then they would make these amazing turkey sandwiches with homemade bread and fresh roasted turkey and cranberry sauce and then obviously coffee. So I learned to be a barista where you make the fancy coffees. And so I learned a lot about good coffee. And, my husband and I, our very first date that we went on, that was like a whole day. We ended up going to a movie, and then we went to Starbucks, which was still an exciting new thing in, Richmond, BC, maybe, or Vancouver, and, the venti had just come out, like the enormous vat of coffee, and we each got a venti. We were so proud of ourselves. I don't know if I slept at all that night, but I definitely remember it. You love to oh, my fashion obsession is why I'm selling stuff on eBay. That's cool, Carol Ann. So you have fashion, you have clothing that you sell? That's really cool. Jeff says, "I'm scared of buying things on eBay as it's tough to know who you can trust. I've heard lots of horror stories. It's a shame people can be that way." I know, isn't that the thing with there's just a few bad eggs can really ruin it for everyone, right? Or as they say, like, One rotten apple can spoil a whole bunch. And Cheryl says, I was borderline diabetic as it runs in my family, but I corrected it with a proper diet and exercise. Good for you, Cheryl. You're doing amazing things. And yeah, you can reverse it. I've heard you can reverse it. And I honestly, I'm feeling convicted right now because I really need to pay attention. I haven't actually taken my blood sugar for a long time. Mm. I I don't know, I was just finding when life gets really stressful, and I've been extremely stressed lately, mainly about my dear son, um, trying to survive 7 hours away from me on his own with no friends and no contacts, and he's surviving. I need to let go. I know, I know. I'm letting him go. I am letting go. You keep telling yourself that, Pam. I can't wait till he walks in these doors. Oh my goodness. He's had a rough go in life. I don't want to talk too much about what my kids have gone through, but they've each gone through very significant struggles. Sorry. Carol Ann says, I'm a bit of a shopaholic, so I'm selling off some stuff. That's a great idea. I see a lot of videos about downsizing, and I find it fascinating. I do follow a lot of older creators, and I think it's because I feel older. I don't know. I just relate. I relate to older creators a lot for some reason. Not old, but just like older than maybe you would think I would be following. One of my favorite channels is Kentucky Life with Debbie. I don't know if you know her, and Cynthia. I love Cynthia at Senior Insights. If anyone wants a channel to follow, she is just the most hilarious, and I love her. And Kentucky Life with Debbie, she shares some wonderful inspirations and just shares about her life. And she's had lots of struggles too with her husband has cancer, and so those are some good channels. Besides all the ones on here to check out, I don't know if Rhonda's still here, but Rhonda's channel is great. She has so much wisdom and really good life advice, and she is actually a therapist. So I would check her out too. I don't know if you're still here, Rhonda, but if you are, I love you. You are so wise. I don't remember what I was talking about, but that's okay. It's kind of funny because you can kind of tell that I'm different live than I am in my videos. I'm actually a total goofball, and I have a really hard time being serious. But life has thrown some serious curveballs, and so there's serious things to talk about. But in general, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm kind of a crazy goofball, and I try to stay really positive. Oh, I was talking about decluttering. Wow. Yeah, I'm a minimalist, basically. So I have a hard time holding on to things. I still do need to declutter some things, but I can't think straight, or I feel really cluttered when there's clutter around me. And so I tend to just get rid of things or store them. But I do notice that because we've moved several times in our lives, every time we move and I have a garage sale, I'm always like, I have way more stuff than I thought I did. It's so easy. It's so easy to have way too much stuff. I have way too many books that I need to read. Oh, thank you guys for being here. I can't believe it's already at 49 minutes. I thought I would just do half an hour, but maybe we'll keep going for a little bit. I thought you might be talking about me. Thank you, Pam. Yeah, Rhonda, I'm so glad you're still here, and I know it must be a busy day for all of you, being a Saturday before Christmas. But sometimes, isn't it nice? I just love listening to people while I'm doing things around the house, and it, or even I'm getting ready in the morning, or having my coffee in the morning. Um, I confess, I often come out, make my husband a wrap with like scrambled eggs, ham, vegetables, da 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 da. Most mornings, send him out the door, and then I make my coffee and I go back to bed with it for like a good half an hour. And I love just listening to you guys. And yeah, it's it's really fun. So, but I never want any of you to feel like you have to watch my videos or you have to comment. Um, just do what you want to do because there's so much to watch out there, right? So just do what you actually really want to do, and I will not be upset if you don't watch my video or you don't comment. You're an older creator. I know, Rhonda, you seem so young to me. You have a really young spirit about you, but you have a lot of good life wisdom. Yeah, your video this morning, Rhonda, was great. I watched it. You're a goofball too, Jeff. Yeah, I think it's important to laugh about life even when things aren't going well. Yeah, that's a great attitude. That's a, and I love that little bit of sarcastic sense of humor that you have, a little bit self-deprecating humor. Um, I find that, yeah, I really enjoy that. I, I can be like that, but lives are great to bring out our real personality. I know, and Rhonda, you have um, what were you saying about yourself? Um, I can't think of the word, but you're a little more like spicy or a little more of a rebel, or I don't know what the word is, than people might think from your regular videos on your lives. You got a lot of spark to you. Aw, thanks for saying hit the like. That's really nice. Once you're up, Cheryl, you can't go back to sleep. Yeah, I know. And you know what? I don't know if any of you can relate, but I'm awake a lot in the night. I wake up and I can't get back to sleep. And so a lot of times it's actually because your blood sugar is either like low or high or something, and often low. And so if I've learned to go to the kitchen and just eat like half a banana or a handful of granola or something, and that actually really helps. Um, but I hardly get any sleep. I don't know. Happy to be here. Sassy, that's the word. That's the word. You're sassy. I can be extremely sassy too. Ask my husband. We have a great time though, like being sassy towards each other. I was going to show you these cookies that I made because when I first posted the live, Carol Ann was saying, "Are you going to make some punch? I'll bring some cookies or something." And so last night I made these. It's my first time making them. They're like a sour cream. They're like a soft cookie with icing on it, and I bought some from the store, and my husband really loved them. Well, actually bought them for my students to have on a plate, but after the first day, they were all gone. So I ended up making them caramel popcorn instead. I don't know why I do these things for people. I I do. I've made so much stuff and I give it all away. And then I'm like, where's the baking that I need for myself and my needs and my family? It's not here. It's gone. But anyway, he really liked them. So I wish I could virtually give you one through the computer. He said they're really good. I did have one, even though I'm not supposed to as a diabetic. But I had to try it. I had to taste test it. It was very important to taste test it. Your coworker bakes cookies every week, and it's hard not to eat them. Oh, yeah, that was one thing with teaching is in the staff room, there's always goodies, right? Oh man, that was hard. It's hard to avoid. I just got a text from my husband. I'm just gonna check it out. He said he saw a wolf. Ooh. He said it wasn't really afraid of me either. It kept trying to come into the lease. And I think there was a pack in the forest because he kept looking in the forest. Big wolf. That's actually really cool because a lot of the wolves in this area were culled or I don't know, shot. Oh, he sent me a picture of it. Anyway, sorry, I'm distracted. But I thought I had to share that. He took a picture of the wolf. I wonder if I can show you on my phone. Probably can't see this, but that's a wolf in the wilds of Alberta, Canada. That's awesome. Maybe that means the wolf population is coming back. Jeff says, I find that cookies often jump into my mouth without asking, so I'm forced to eat them. The Cookie Monster. Oh man, that's great. I used to love Sesame Street when I was a little kid. We did have a TV until I was 6. And I just have this really vivid memory of my mom pushing it down the basement stairs. I don't know if that's a real memory, but she did. She got really frustrated with the TV, and I wish I could remember exactly. But I remember watching Happy Days. That was my favorite show. Guess I can't sing the little ditty because of copyright strike. Flintstones, Sesame Street. What else was on? What was your favorite show when you were a kid that you have really good memories about? You guys are great. I love the I love the chat. You're so fun. Jeff says, "Will the wolves there harm you? Could you walk up to them safely?" I've never seen a wolf in the wild. Yes, you would not want to be. You would not want to be around. They probably wouldn't do anything to you, but they definitely could. And if they're hungry and you're alone, coyotes are a different thing. Coyotes are a lot more scared of humans. We have a lot of coyotes around here, but wolves are definitely a predator. I don't think they would ever, I think you would be all right, but a dangerous predator, you would not want to, yeah, you wouldn't want to walk up to a wolf or a bear. Definitely not a bear, but I think bears are more likely to hurt you. Man. Well, oh, it's almost time to go, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. I do have a little bit more time though. If you have any questions you've been wondering about me or anything you want to say to someone in the chat, make sure to check out the channels that you see here. And thank you so much for the encouragement. It means a lot. I started doing YouTube thinking that I was going to test it out and see if I could handle being perceived, because that's one thing I struggle with, is being natural, because I struggle with being looked at, which is odd because I have been upfront so much of my life. But it's always been a struggle, to be honest. So I started thinking, well, maybe this is a way I could still teach. I could do some English lessons. I've been a high school social studies teacher, high school English teacher, and a Bible teacher. And so I thought, well, maybe I can, make content online and still teach. So I just started doing it as a way to see. And then I met so many of you amazing people, and realized that community is actually the coolest thing about YouTube. So I'm still not sure what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna keep showing up and enjoying it. Um, and then when you make friends online like this, they're real friends, and you don't want to just stop doing it because then you wouldn't see them anymore. Jeff says we get foxes a lot here, but they're more scared of you, so always run away. Yeah, yeah, we've had a red fox run through our backyard quite a few times, and we have a cat that likes to be outside, so had to kind of keep an eye on that. Um, I watched Spanky and our gang telling my I never heard that before. I'll have to check that out, Rhonda. Thanks for sharing that. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jeff. I'm thankful that you popped in, and it's really great to talk to you. How long have I been playing the piano? When I was in grade 2, I begged my mom and dad, probably mostly my mom, to take piano lessons. And my mom had always wanted to take piano lessons, but they never had any money to do anything like that. Um, so after a while, they agreed, and they went to the city and they bought a plain piano, kind of the cheapest one that was decent, upright piano. It's a Heinzman, and it's what I have today. It's what I teach from. So, yeah, lots of years. But truth be told, I'm not an amazing piano player. I'm a good band player. Like, the piano is a percussion instrument, so I play it percussively. I play it with a beat. And so I'm pretty good at playing with a band, like with guitars, electric guitars, drums, and I can lead from the piano. But I'm not an amazing classical pianist, even though I went up to about grade 9 Royal Conservatory. Um, and most of that has to do with the fact that I don't really practice. so, uh, so you're like, why are you a piano teacher? Well, because I can teach piano, but if someone was really good, then I would tell them they should find a piano teacher that's more advanced than I am. Mike says that's why I'm addicted to YouTube community. Yeah. You have a Clavinova piano. It belonged to my daughter. After she passed, I took lessons for 3 years, but was never any good. Now it sits idle. You know, sometimes it's the teacher. I would just encourage you, if you still have an interest, to try to find someone that maybe has a different method of teaching, because people are very different. All of my students learn differently, and some of them, I have to play the piece. They can play by ear. They listen to the sound and then they can play it. And some of them, they learn the notes and then they play the notes, and then I have to teach them to listen to the music, right? And some people are auditory learners. There's a lot of different reasons, but thanks for sharing that. I share your fear of people seeing you. I have very low self-confidence with how I look. You look great, Pam. You're a natural. Oh, thank you, Jeff. I think you're way too hard on yourself. I think you're doing awesome. Your daughter played from age 5 to 18. Wow. Yeah, she must have been quite good then. Mike says, I played the piano one time and made a short out of it. You can go watch it. Oh, I'll have to look for that, Mike. Well, thanks so much for the questions. Thank you for being here. I will let you go. Do you ever say that when you're on the phone? I'll let you go. Or what do you say? What do you say to get off the phone? Something burning on my stove. Oh, thank you so much for the encouragement, for being here. I want to give you all a cookie to take home with you and enjoy. So please help yourself. There's pink icing and green icing and sprinkles on some of them. So enjoy that. There's no calories when you eat it this way, I've heard. And I pray you have a wonderful Merry Christmas, whatever you're doing. God bless you. Make his face shine upon you and give you peace. Thanks so much for being here. Bye, Amber. Yeah, you let me go, Jeff. I'm glad it was fun, Mike. It was fun that you were here. God bless you, Cheryl. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, I'm off.